the glass, the best rebounding team in the country.
Duke plays tremendous ball pressure. You've got a welcoming environment.
For a spot in the Final Four against either Texas or Michigan next weekend in Phoenix. That game's tomorrow night on ESPN as time swing around to Riley Nelson. She's off the mark. Rice will push. Delaney Thomas able to catch her. It will see 4 wins against just 1 loss. That was way back in November. Betts can't hit that and jumped into the starting lineup after a couple of Duke starters got hurt in December. They lost their point guard quite well. They've won 24 of their last 26 games since December 4th. Rice, nice crossover, gets to the rim.
See, that is create some lane opportunity.
A Gortat?
Yeah, you know Gortat plays in the NBA. He does that all the time.
Hawkes on the drive. Betts tried to... So much experience, so much court awareness, basketball IQ for this Duke. Jackson just inside the line, and there's Hawkes weak side.
The degree of difficulty for shots is something that LSU's would.
They run her off the three-point line. Nelson, the only one there for the rebound.
Good scramble and hustle by Duke. You don't want Jordan.
Shot clock's winding down. Rice tries to go to work on the baseline. Just 3 seconds to go. And good defense for Duke, and they get these, as UCLA calls them.
That's a tough shot, right? That's not a good shot.
Just out of bounds. It will stay with Duke. 11 on the shot.
June, they have been working on getting back. And coaches will tell you this game is the most pressurized game because you've been trying all year to get to the lead.
And their defense right now forcing more turnovers than allowing UCLA baskets. Betts 5%. As good as she's been in the regular season, her tournament numbers even better.
Left shoulder with that right hand. Yeah, that's a
chance for UCLA to chip away. Trailed by as many as 8 here in the first quarter. Betts over Robertson. Jordan Good with the bucket. Final seconds. Mayer for 3. Off the mark. Loss of the season.
Both coaches, coach of the year in their respective leagues. See, this is situations that I'm talking about, Beth. This is what
And it ends up with Hawkes. Neepkins for 3. No, but Dugalich tips it back. The lineup in Ledger Walker and Neepkins this season. Here's Sienna Betts. She and her sister Lauren getting to play together in this. Jackson, oh, nice shake. Can't hit the 3, but there's Mayer to follow. Nice drop off to Fournier. Fournier, the 6'2 sophomore from Toronto, has already scored 1,000 points in her career. Dugalich, that's masterclass in ball.
looking to score, being a threat on the top of the floor.
Senior from Boston. Kara Lawson says she's our backbone. She brings the
open on the block, and UCLA stuffs it.
The shot blocker is there. Kiki Rice spinning. A whirling dervish. Lefty layup is good.
82% of the shots she takes are at the rim. 87.5% of the shots she makes are on that spot right there. You have to keep her from getting them.
Get it back to her.
She was looking for the duck-in repost.
Now they got a shot clock issue. Rice, Betts, has to launch, didn't get it up. That is the
post at the elbows.
Jackson. She'll try for the mid-range. Ash.
Throw it in there.
Betts, patient. Well, they're going to call her for the offensive future.
It might be.
Lauren spent some time with the U.S. national team, coached by Kara Lawson earlier this year. Shooting better than 50%. You know you got to do that. You know you got to score if you're going to hang with the likes of the UConn Huskies. They are already into the Final Four, or Michigan. Thomas, the pick, the roll, the foul. 29-23. National semis for the 25th time under Gino Auriemma. Lauren Betts, 2 for 5 so far.
Open up the floor around her.
Nelson on the drive, scoops that one up, and it is turnovers. Thomas spinning, no. Oh, and that's Fournier with the rest of them drawing some fouls. Sienna Betts, the sisters on the floor together, and Sienna,
because they're like, we've been saying that. Just her demeanor, her poise, her ability to manage the game. I think UCLA looks stagnant. You know, they're just not moving without the ball. That's a tough catch right there by Betts. What a finish.
Looking at the baseline. Betts is there with her every step of the way. Pass in traffic, knocked out. A win today would be the most in school history at 35. Sienna Betts, no. Mayer has Texas Longhorns. That is the only time they have trailed at halftime this season. Betts to the right hand. All right, can the Bruins chip away at the deficit?
Got a referee advantage, disadvantage.
Mayer, drive. Nelson spins and hits.
22 minutes and only had 4 points in the LSU game.
Got a whistle off the ball. Both sides with UCLA with 14 fouls this quarter as Hawkes hits in the lane.
Nice skip over the top.
Betts will get out a little bit farther on Mayer.
They're switching that action now.
And the shot way off, and that'll take care of Jackson. And a foul-plagued first half from Toby Fournier. And immediately UCLA gets Betts a touch, and Hawkes attacks boards.
Duke is also winning the battle of the tunnel and the key, so we need to force them out of the middle, and it's got to be about our D and our connectivity, which we just saw there.
Delaney Thomas off the ball fake, gets inside, rebounds her own miss. It's the second game
with their full court man-to-man defense. It just makes sense strategy-wise with their length and their personnel.
Betts, this is a different looking for all 5 Bruins on the floor right now. Jackson looking for her first bucket. No. Offensive rebound, Nelson. Mayer, so good in that first half. Has the mismatch, tries to pull Betts away from the
taking a foul up here if I was Kiki Rice. Just take one and not let Duke get any momentum.
Betts the other way with the quarters, missed everything. Well, maybe she did touch the rim. Shot clock short, goes up, short from Neepkins. Dugalich putting some ball pressure on Thomas. Good hustle from Dugalich to tie it up.
That's one of those. Holds her ground until the ball is over her head. Then she releases to finish.
Jackson. She is now. Mayer, nice screen by Fournier. She took out 2 defenders. Rice spins on Thomas. Another tough shot forced by the Duke D. And it's a held ball that will stay with. Dugalich still wanting for a deep ball.
What a different cadence by UCLA, just in the quarter court, the way they move offensively.
And that's a 3rd foul on Toby Fournier. Rice gets into the lane and it's blocked.
Beth, UCLA can't get too deep in the shot clock because they don't have that person off the bounce that can just break it off unscripted. Right? That's not the way they're constructed.
Paige Beckers with, of course, that huge tournament a year ago. The Huskies will look to go back-to-back and win for the 13th time.
Pass all season long. So penetrating to the paint against Duke's length hasn't worked for them. The entry passes to the lob and to all that does work.
And that's the 3rd foul on Hawkes. I did not see contact to the face.
Didn't like that one.
Nelson, struck to Neepkins.
This is what I was trying to say before the foul. 19 made baskets on 12 assists by UCLA. As a team, 16 Duke UConn on the men's side.
That's right. Blue Devils here. Down by as many as 10. Neepkins for the lead.
And UCLA goes to zone.
Bruins enjoying their first lead since the first minute of...
Nelson off the stagger, the switch.
Jackson will try from outside. Still wanting for the lob over the top. Betts, they see the mismatch and a foul on Thomas. Just like in the Sweet 16, Debbie, this is a whole different UCLA. Got to guard the three-point line. ESPN's Final Four weekend begins on Friday with the studio show at 6 to go in the third. Mayer, pass picked off.
That's because Betts switched out on her.
Neepkins will try on her own, and it's stripped away by Mayer.
Based on personnel on their ball screen coverages.
Mayer making another terrific defensive play. Short on the shot as Neepkins looking for another three. Short. Long rebound, and Betts thought Gianna was going to get it, and instead Mayer does. And then just the 6th and 7th free throws of the day for Duke.
Take this down to the last possession. Again, one shot here.
Walker swings it to Rice. That one won't go. Dugalich offensive rebound. Good if it goes, and she gets it. Recently, winner to the Final Four to face either Michigan or Texas. Dugalich. UCLA continues its...
Lauren Betts in double figures up front.
Takeaway by Hawkes of college basketball combined.
Look at the movement off the post entry.
Dugalich, offensive rebound on Mayer. Dugalich already has a pair of double-doubles this NCAA.
Except for when Betts is involved, she stays in drop coverage.
5 on the shot clock. Mayer for 3, and that's the...
Including the ACC tournament championship.
Leads all scorers with 19. Betts, another offensive rebound.
As a 17-point-per-game scorer.
She and Ashlyn Jackson, their magic maker in the Sweet 16, and there's Fournier, no. Rice to Betts.
Haven't seen them go to horns yet. That is a tough entry. That is the wrong angle. Time getting a sub in. And Kara Lawson was all over it. She knew exactly what they were doing.
Betts working on Fournier, and it's... I mean, look at the dominance for UCLA, Connecticut, Texas, and South Carolina. They have all been rolling along here at the Final Four returns this year. That's only happened one time.
That's a good possibility of it happening again.
Betts.
Duke's got to dig in right here. They have made this their identity all season. Their pressure D.
Been one of the best teams in the country the second half of this season. Trying to end a 20-year Final Four drought. Scored at least 50 in the paint.
Well, they have 6'7", and not many players have an All-American on the block like Lauren Betts. Here.
Mayer, she's been their go-to. She's for 4, 8 of 12 from the floor with 20 points, 8 rebounds. Fournier, Betts is there with a block. And Rice on the run with Neepkins will wisely circle back. Hawkes finds a seam, short. Terrific box out by Fournier. Rice. Betts with a touch. Shot clock winding down, and a foul, and if that's out on the floor, it matters.
This is the way they play.
Dugalich scoops it up and in.
Told us that she is one of 4 people that are allowed to call John Wooden Papa.
Delaney Thomas around and out, and now time of the...
And is 0 for 7 in this one, but makes a defensive play to get the possession back.
Do what it takes to give her team a chance. Betts wants it. She's got it. Fournier with the 4 fouls defending. Patient. probing. Been their friend.
Well, number 22 in blue has been their best offensive player all game.
Good hedge by Dugalich, but then on the switch, Thomas scored.
The clock. Duke needs that precious time.
Their eye is on getting one more on Friday of the Final Four. Betts did touch.
Sneaker on a black line. That helps.
Kiki's a 90% shooter right now, and there's nobody up on Betts. 1 minute to go. The Big Ten champs trying to knock out the ACC champs and they know it's the last hurrah, and they are looking to extend it a little bit longer. Second time, and continue the quest for a second national championship, the first NCAA title on their minds. Michigan or Texas awaits Jackson. They are about to set a new school record if they close this out with a 3. And they've earned it so far with a big second half, trying to finish it here. Scoop shot no good from Mayer and UCLA. And get ready for a lot of 8 clapping in Westwood, because UCLA is going back